Here's today's animal architect, the leafcutter ant. The ant is a social insect that lives in colonies organized into social classes. Every class specializes in a particular task. The soldiers protect the group. The workers collect food, build homes, and care for babies. And the queens lay the eggs. Leafcutter ants build fabulous nests with many features, including gardens. An underground garden. Nests are underground and include gardens, tunnels, and even rooms for the garbage. The nest serves various purposes. Oh, and here's a list. To grow the fungus that the ants eat, to raise the new members of the colony, to achieve the ideal temperatures for eggs to develop and hatch. Let's look at this part first, how it's built. At the queen's service, the queen looks for a good plot in a clearing in the woods. The ground needs to be firm but easy to excavate. If we think about that word, that means dig. Diggers in action. The workers responsible for digging start by making numerous tunnels. Numerous, we see number as a root word, so it means there must be many. The soil from the digging site is used to form a small pile full of chimneys. The tunnels eventually become big chambers. If I think about a chimney, it goes up to the top of my roof and lets things out. Garden matters. The central chambers are used as fungus gardens and the nurseries to feed and rear the little ones. The smallest ants of the group, known as nanny gardeners, work in these zones. Cleaning services. The biggest chambers are located on the edges of the nest and are used for collecting waste. The medium-sized worker ants are in charge there, managing the waste. So they have to have garbage collectors too for their community. Fresh air. The chewed leaves end up producing hot gases that go up the central chimneys to the surface. These currents cause fresh air to enter the small chimneys on the sides. Wow, they even manage their gases and their air quality in their nest. Here are some characteristics. Let's see, they can be 1/2 to 1 inch depending on the species. Their habitat is South and Central American woodlands. They live in highly organized groups with several social classes, and every class can have more than 5 million individuals. The ants collect leaves that are processed to grow the fungus. Feeding a particular type of fungus that grows on the paste made out of chewed leaves, saliva, and excrement. Enemies are birds, other insects, lizards, and some parasites. Humans from some cultures find them delicious as well. Okay, here are materials that they use to build their nest. Remember, you have to have your materials. Let's see what we can look at here. So, sorry for the wiggle. The ground needs to be firm but easy to excavate. They have to have leaves from trees and bushes that are chewed to form the base of the garden. Fungus grows on the leaves and becomes the ants' food. Their tools are the ants' powerful jaws, which they use to cut and chew the leaves, as well as to dig in the ground. So let's see, under the ground and out of sight, the nest is similar to a 2-story house with 2,000 rooms. Let's take a look at that. Wow, look at all the chambers. The garden is high maintenance and needs constant attention to avoid contamination from other types of fungus. That means other things would go in there and kind of spoil their food. Let's take a look at these garden chambers. Wow. There they have their leaf parts that they're growing their fungus. Worker ants form incredibly long queues when searching for leaves to carry to the nest. They are tremendously strong and can carry up to 10 times their own weight. I want you to look as you're reading about other species of ants if they are equally strong. And there's our leafcutter ant.